Peace, love, and blessings. This is In Living Black. We back at it again. I am JD, of course. I'm here with a beautiful brother of mine.
Bari, Young Yara.
And we got beautiful Shanice in here.
Sha.
Love
What's up?
Oh, okay, Sha. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's
AKA
okay.
Sha. I'm sorry. I
Say
apologize.
my government name.
Yeah, no. See, I didn't get crazy. And we got a great host. Great host. You know what it is?
What happened?
The weed is hitting me here.
Here we go.
I already.
love that for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely like,
Early.
I'm here.
I love that.
You know what? I feel a little happy right now. I'm feeling happy.
I like that.
We got, and the reason for that is because Will is here. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself in a second. We got Najee over here as well in the back. Yomi as well here. I want to shout everybody else because you know what I've been feeling. I feel like I don't shout people that be out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Giving great gems. Great
Yeah, supporting. You know what I mean?
And for Yomi and Naj in particular, they're just as much as the podcast as we are.
Exactly, 1000%.
Facts.
You couldn't say it better myself.
So.
But I'm gonna let y'all handle this because guess what? I'm a little.
It's kicking in.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like definitely.
Hello.
But
Definitely.
Did you want to talk about your barber first?
Oh, no. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Because before, right?
I want to get you. I want you to.
No, all right. But before we started the pod, right? Will brought some honey. What flavor is that?
The flavor in the little jar is clover. But
Clover.
infused with pink runs.
He bought that, and then we went to Cha Cha. We poured some honey up in there, and
It's game time.
right now I'm feeling the effects. But before we get there,
I feel that slouch, right?
no.
I'm getting comfortable today.
No, but before we get there, I was gonna talk about my barber today because he did some bullshit, right? Because that's why I didn't get a cut today. I didn't get like a shape up. You know what I mean? Kind of ruined the day while I was on my way. You know what I'm saying? So my appointment was at 2:30. I was gonna be late because I had to go back to the crib because I had to use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Respectful excuse is what I'm saying. I take the Uber. On the way, I'm on President Street. The barber is in Bed-Stuy. Yes. On the way, right? He calls me. Yo, don't bother coming anymore.
Disrespectful. You already on the way.
Well.
I said, what you mean don't come anymore? I'm already on the way. Like, I'm already here. I'm like close. You know what I mean? I'm about 10 minutes. Nah, he said, nah, you holding me back. I'm backed up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what? Bro.
On a Tuesday?
The Uber sales don't get, on a Tuesday. Uber sales don't get there about 2:50. You could have gave me a quick shape up for like 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I got there before 2:50, right? So I was pissed. I was annoyed because the shape up was supposed to hit. Is that thunder? Do you hear that?
I hear that.
Oh my God, if that's thunder and we hearing that shit through here, that's a wrap.
We got lucky. We were just
I ain't got
outside.
no
Yeah. But like anyway, I hate when barbers do that because anytime I come on time, somebody's in my chair when there's an appointment. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
A walk-in.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, he don't do walk-ins. It's not disrespecting man. I don't want to disrespect him. Don't disrespect him. He's a good guy.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. I don't know if he had an off day today or something.
Is this his like first strike?
Definitely, 1000%. That's the first strike.
How long has
Oh,
been
okay.
your barber?
First time that's ever happened to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Because me and Najee spoke about it earlier. Like, I definitely deaded a barber because of that. He did that same bullshit, and I was like, I'll never come in here again.
My barber's on strike 45.
Strike 45?
We'll talk about that another time.
But where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
You from Brooklyn? Over like your background?
Like nationality?
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican and black.
Puerto Rican and black. Damn.
Yeah, my mom.
Is your barber Dominican? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Say that.
One of them. I got like 3 barbers now.
Oh wait.
It wasn't always like
Trust.
that.
Wait. What?
Rotation.
Yeah.
You have to.
3
Especially
barbers.
nowadays because look, let me tell you about my barber. So
Okay.
I'm texting my barber now and the texts weren't going through. Come to find out he's in DR and he has his messaging blocked, right? So I'm like, he didn't tell nobody he was going out of town. This was just like some random stuff. And so I had my other barber, my backup barber, who don't work on Mondays and Tuesdays.
You dropped it.
So what am I supposed to?
Not my bad.
Nah, nope.
I spilled on my shirt already.
She drooling. She's spilling on shirts. It's all right. Yeah.
So
There's also a
Not
little
me.
bit of honey in there too.
Yeah, lick-
It's
you know?
hitting me.
You gotta
though.
lick it.
It's hitting me. I'm sorry I licked
good?
that on the camera like that.
Well, it's fine.
It's
Oh
hitting
God,
me.
this is getting
So
crazy.
Wow.
I call my second barber.
Uh-huh.
He don't work on Mondays and Tuesdays. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
I feel like those. If there's any days that you would work in a barbershop, I felt like it would be a Monday or a Tuesday. But at the same time, no. Now that I think about it, weekends is probably more busy. So
Saturday,
the days
Sundays
that he's
for
not
sure.
as busy, I guess I
Maybe take a Monday
understand.
off. Sunday,
But
Monday.
damn, now one of my barbers is out of town. The other one is not cutting on Mondays and Tuesdays. My third barber's in Jersey.
Yeah.
What am I supposed
Yeah,
to do?
you was asked out. You was
I'm
asked
here.
A
out.
lot.
You was asked
A
out.
lot. Looking like this.
You still
looking
still
good.
handsome though.
Appreciate
Very,
that.
no, very handsome.
Appreciate
Very
that.
handsome.
Appreciate
Yeah, for sure.
We out here.
I was going to ask you how you guys' weeks were, but if you want to carry on with this podcast, let's introduce Will. You know what I mean? He got a super agenda, and I know Jabari knows his story more than anything. So
Word. So, welcome to the podcast. We'll appreciate you being
he's high too as well. If you
Appreciate
didn't know,
Appreciate it.
Sure.
We all medicated properly before.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that actual medicated properly,
And we'll
not
talk,
high.
We'll talk about that as well.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Why I
talk
like to refer to it as that, because high has such a negative stigma. People look at it as like, oh my God, you're high. You're not going to be able to. No, I'm medicated. I feel great. And I'm able to do everything that I wanted to do or that I said I was going to do with no problems.
Fact.
You got the
My brother.
So quick background, right? Me and Will worked at Adidas together. Another Adidas alum. You know what I mean?
I am Adidas.
Oh my
too.
God.
Yeah, we Adidas in here, man.
That's right.
And so we was cool at work. I mean, he was always cool. You know what I mean? He was always a good dude to talk to, and I mean, we was chilling. But like never really like broke bread for real. It was more some work cool shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then we reconnected after we had both started working there through IG because of the podcast. You know what I mean? Will was been supporting the pod for a minute.
Oh, that's love.
Fact.
That's
You know what I
love.
mean? So he would hit me on some which I was talking about was ill. I vibe with this type shit. You know what I mean? And so the conversation between him and I just spread from there. And then so like we could tell that we was on the same type of timing. You know what I mean? Like just through the IG, I could tell like, yeah, there's something here. We got something here.
Yeah.
So we finally linked up. Like recent, probably like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something.
Just about, yeah,
Like we
something
go.
like that.
And it was like a real like meeting of the minds moment, I feel. You know what I mean? It was like, it went exactly how I would envisioned Will and I getting back together and kicking it.
Same.
You know what I mean? So he was just telling his whole story, which we about to get into, Funny Honey. And I was like, you know what? We need you on the pod.
Fantastic name, by the way.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Funny
Thank
Honey,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Took a little
love
bit
that.
of thought.
Because I'm funny right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's because of the honey.
Make it feel a little funny.
Because of the honey.
That's
I
it.
like
That's
the
a nice little
packaging,
That's a nice
too.
little like jingle though.
Yeah.
I'm funny right now because of the
funny.
honey.
But you got to pause it though. I'm funny right now
Dot.
because of the honey.
There
You
you
get
go.
what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Title.
Market, right? We see what we doing. So let's just start. Let's just get into it, right? We'll like talk about first like your relationship with weed and like how it evolved into you wanted to
I like
Hey,
that.
and take
That's-
it.
Hey, that's a beautiful question.
Love it.
Relationship with
Thank you.
So I'm a late bloomer to the game. Believe it or not, I'm 33 years old. I started smoking. I want to say it
I
like
see no gray on this man's beard though.
no. That's
Found
because
one here today.
that's because I'm at peace right
What
now.
the other day?
Oh, see, he's at peace.
Talk about it.
We'll get to
please.
that as
People,
well. So I've been
Shit
smoking
on me.
since I was 24. Smoked a lot. That's all I used to do. And I was working at the same time. So I worked. Where was I working at the time? It might have been a book publishing company. And I met a friend of mine at the job. He was a technician for copy machines. And we were both having a super stressful week. And he's like, yo, you need to try this. And I've tried weed before, and I had a terrible experience when I was younger. When I was 16, the first time I tried it, I jumped on a bike. I was on 41st Street in Brooklyn. I'll never forget. I rode my bike, and I felt like I blinked, and I was like on 21st in the middle of the street with cars blowing their horn behind me. Like, it was some real freaky shit.
Wow.
And like, every time after that I tried it, it was just a bad experience. Never enjoyed myself. So my boy's like, yo, man, it's been a stressful week. I'm gonna roll something up. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I never had a good time doing it before. He's like, yo, you're in a different space. You're older now. It might affect you differently. Smoked, had a terrible time. I was paranoid as hell. It didn't help, but I don't know. I felt like trying it again because everybody was doing it. I'm not even.
I was about to say, like, what made you keep trying it again?
All my friends were doing it.
Oh,
And every
okay.
time I'm around them, they're doing it. And I'm not one to succumb to peer pressure. Like I said, I haven't smoked. I waited till 24 to actually try it again. But like, every time everybody did it, they were just chilling and having a great time and laughing and giggling and getting munchies. And I'm like, there's got to be something to this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
It's not working for me, obviously, for whatever reason. Maybe it was the strain that I was smoking. And, you know, I've come to find out later on that certain strains make you feel certain ways. So the next time we smoked, he had something different. And I was chilling. I was laughing. I had the munchies. I felt mad creative. Like, we started doing stuff. And I'm like, there might be actually something to this.
Yeah.
And after that, we just kind of smoked every day.
That's low key my story, but I don't smoke though. You feel what I'm saying? My first time smoking was with Sha, I believe.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And huh?
I was that.
You know what? Here's the thing. I always told myself and the only time I would try weed, which is it was like when how old? I was like probably 24 still. I was same age.
It's like 2019.
Yeah, well, I was 23 then. Maybe. I don't know how old I was.
Yeah.
Point is, I always say if I'm gonna smoke weed, I'm gonna smoke with Erykah Badu. That'll be my first person I'm gonna smoke with.
You said that.
Yeah.
You said that a lot.
Yeah. So like, but like I was like,
Close
oh,
enough.
I ain't close enough.
That's what I was about to say.
You know why? Because she got the crystals. She had the crystals and around, and I was
Plants.
like, she had she had the, you know, the nails as always did, the rings with the stones, and I was like, this is the closest vibe I'm gonna get. And she's from Cali,
Yeah.
so she knows real weed.
Also.
Because I ain't want to smoke some bum shit.
And that's what I was afraid of too.
Yeah, so I ain't want no lace shit. I just want that real grass. You feel what I'm saying?
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. We had Wu-Tang playing, I think.
Yeah, I had Wu-Tang on the vinyl.
She had Wu-Tang on the
playing.
vinyl. It was a moment. It was a moment in time. And I was
I
high.
set a vibe.
I was high. I was
That's
definitely
very
high.
important. The vibe
Yeah.
is very important, man,
Yeah.
because like I said, the first time I smoked, they didn't really care about how I was reacting. For them, they was worried about themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
The person that I smoked with when I was 24, he was more like, yo, how you feeling? You good? Like, can I get you anything?
He made it a good experience.
And that's
That's just what it
probably
is.
the most important thing, because if the experience isn't right, it's going to set a negative tone for it going forward.
Yeah.
For real, yeah.
I feel like, but I don't know what stops me from like just smoking weed. But like when I found out about CBD, because I think that's why I enjoyed about it the most. Like when I was smoking, it's not like, because I don't think it was something to give you hallucinate. Not like hallucinations.
It was not an indica. It was more like a
Hybrid.
sativa
Hybrid. Yeah.
sativa dominant hybrid.
So it was like I was like super chill and relaxed. I was like, if I could get this from CBD without like, and I could avoid the other shit. You know what I
It
mean?
doesn't give you the mental effects. That's the
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get the
and I'm cool.
calmness,
I like the
you'll get-
calmness.
Right.
I like the shit that's gonna make me to sleep or like just make me like relax. My muscles don't feel as tense.
Right.
I'm into that type of shit. You know what I mean?
CBD is good for that. For sure.
But carry on, ball.
That shit got mental.
The relationship.
Oh yeah, that's
that
a
shit
fact.
got mental effects.
This-
That's what it is.
This stuff for sure. So
mental effects.
we'll get into how I even started with the honey. A friend of mine, she posted on Instagram that she made some infused honey and it looked interesting as hell. So I hit her up. Her name is Nadia. Shout out to her because she, not for nothing, she kind of is the inspiration behind this whole thing.
Shout out to Nadia.
And she was like, yeah, I watched this like weed cooking show and they taught you how to make it. And she sent me the link.
Weed cooking show was crazy.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a popular weed cooking show.
What year is this?
2019 maybe, 2018, 2019. And she was like, here's the link, check it out, and you know, see what you could do with it. So I watched the videos, super interesting. I tried their process. I made my own honey. I gave it to a couple friends. It was cool, but it wasn't great. And I was like, there's something here because, like I said, I've been a cannabis advocate for a very long time now. I travel the United States specifically to states that's legal so that I can further my knowledge on cannabis. I smoke the best stuff. I'm always looking for high quality stuff. And in New York, we were kind of lacking that. So I thought.
much so.
So I thought. The underground world is crazy. And there's a lot of good stuff out here that we don't know about. You just got to find the right people. And through this, I've been able to find the most insane connections you could ever think of.
Show.
That's really cool.
So initially, I was giving it out to people. I wasn't selling it. I also don't sell weed at all. I gift it.
Oh, okay.
Like, real quick though, like,
Yeah.
I be seeing on like these IG pages like yours who sell shit. It always says not for sale in the bio.
Yeah, because
Why is that?
Instagram, because they're not paying attention to the states that's legal. So if you post any kind of cannabis, and if Instagram gets wind of it, or if somebody reports your post,
Wow.
it's going to get taken down because technically it's still a drug and it's illegal in some states.
Right.
So people got to put not for sale so that Instagram is like, oh, they're not selling it.
They're not selling it on.
9 times out of 10 they are, but
Right.
Yeah.
that's besides the point.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
So gave the samples out to the homies. They tried it. They were like, yo, it's pretty fire, but it's not really like, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm like, all right, cool. It needed some refinement. So I tinkered with it for a long time. I changed up the formula. I invested in equipment. I started to do like just the research into how to really activate the THC, how to properly transfer it. And
It's a science to this shit.
there's, especially to making like real edibles that are effective,
Yeah.
there's a science to it.
Yeah.
And people think that you can just throw some butter in a pan and cook it up and you're gonna have some fire edibles.
I thought that's how edibles come about, when you bake it or put it in your food, like THC butter and shit. Like you just grind that bitch up real fine, like,
and just
and
put
just
it in
sprinkle
there,
that
right?
motherfucker, and it just
So,
cooks in with
Funny,
shit. Nah,
funny
bugging.
thing about that, if the THC is not activated, you won't feel high from eating it. So I can give you weed nugs right now. You can eat them raw and you won't feel shit.
Oh wow.
The reason that you feel it when you smoke, it's combusted, it's heated up to a certain temperature, which activates the THC. When you activate it, it's called decarboxylation. So when you decarb your weed, you heat it up to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, which activates it so that when you eat it, it's effective.
Yeah.
I was doing it in the stove, like the traditional way. I was boiling it. I was doing all kind of crazy stuff to figure out how to do it. I did some research and I found some equipment that I was able to purchase so that my activation is 100% every time. So you're getting,
That's why we're feeling it.
exactly, you're getting the full effects of it every single time. And
Definitely.
so I was still, so now that I tinkered with that, I figured out how to fully activate it. It was about picking the right honey. I was using some garbage at first because I was experimenting. I was like, I'm not gonna buy the expensive stuff and the shit be whack because now I just wasted my bread. My man's
talk
feeling it.
about-
I love it.
Are you
He is
getting this?
feeling
Like,
it.
put the camera on this man.
What
right
happened?
Shoulders is moving. It's
Like that
beautiful.
was
Feeling
crazy.
it.
What happened?
This is why I do
He
it though.
said,
Oh yeah, I know you be on it. That
So-
was fire.
I didn't know what I did.
No,
just
you
then.
good. You good.
You know what you did?
What you
Funny,
did? What you
honey.
talking about?
You lying?
But what are y'all talking about?
You was
You-
vibing. You was.
I was moving.
yeah,
Oh fuck's sake!
I'm
Yo.
weak.
Can you see it?
Listen.
I'm weak.
Which one is mine? This?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, we gonna take that. That's crazy, bro.
Oh, you can't hold up. Wait. She wants to pour up.
Oh, you want to pour?
Oh, you want to pull? Yeah, get it all. Get all that.
Let's get that.
This is a moment.
So I brought some samples. I brought some 12 ounces for the team. I wanted to give back to y'all to show some love for having me on the pod.
I love this. Thank you, Will.
Got the honeycomb, no doubt. Got to give y'all the full experience, man.
Yeah, I ain't
She
gonna,
going.
I ain't
She
gonna-
going for it.
You gotta go for it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been talking your shit up to everybody I possibly could. You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that,
Everybody
man.
that's from Cavouch. I'd be like, yo, like this shit is really crazy.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's because it's
Licking his fingers.
it's the real deal. It's the real deal,
Like,
man.
it's real deal, dog.
It is 100%. Oh, and this one is infused with pink runts. So another thing about me, everything is high quality, organic. I make sure that my stuff is sourced. I know who I'm getting it from. 9 times out of 10, I even know
Just
the
put
grower.
it on the shit.
And that's something that I
Oh
developed
no, yeah, on the shit.
relationships with.
Yeah.
Local growers, growers on the West Coast. Like, I know a few people.
Hell yeah.
Yomi, don't judge me today, man.
I really like the flavor.
No, I was
I'm
talking about
glad.
on the cover. You should
I'm
just
gonna
put
get
it
to
on the
that
cover.
right now about how I
Okay, my bad.
Sorry.
enjoy
Yeah.
that. No,
Nah, yeah,
please.
go ahead.
I'm gonna get to how I selected my honeys and my flavors. So I went through so many different flavors. I went through the supermarket. I picked up a bunch of different honeys. I went to like specialty markets. I tried to buy the expensive stuff. I sourced it, and I finally found a high quality organic raw honey that worked. And they happen to have a bunch of flavors.
Yeah.
So there's clover blossom, there's blueberry blossom, star thistle, and
Star
flower.
Thistle is a great name though.
Yeah, it is. It's fire. So I actually brought star thistle and blueberry blossom.
Yeah, blueberry blossom. For the
Normally I infuse with different strains. So like I'll drop a menu and it'll have like 3-4 different strains with 3-4 different flavors. So you have variety. You'll have indicas, you'll have sativas, you'll have hybrids for people who are looking for different effects.
Yeah.
Because each strain is going to give you a different effect. This month I I had a super high quality strain of pink runts, and I felt like it was going to translate well into the honey, and it did. And so this month's strain is specific. It's pink runts. I might drop another flavor later on in the month if this sells out, which it's about to. So be on the lookout for that. But for right now, pink runts is the strain.
Yeah, I like how you drop one every month. I think that is just
It's
a
small.
way to get people engaged and just like looking out for the next.
I try to
next
do
thing.
small batch and craft. For me, it's not about mass production. I don't care about making 150 of them. I want to make it so that it's limited, so that if people do get it, they're the only ones with it.
Yeah.
Like I see people post this stuff and everybody, yo, where'd you get that from? How'd you get that? And he's like, oh, he's sold out. You guys got to wait till next month for that. And it's like, that kind of feels cool for me because it feels a little bit more exclusive.
Definitely.
And I like the limited factor. I don't like there being so much of it out there because then it kind of waters it down.
Definitely.
And it's like, oh, he's everywhere. Everybody's doing that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yo, nobody has this. And if you do have it, you're in for a good time.
Yeah.
It's a fact. All right, so boom, right? You outsourcing all this stuff, right? You getting 5 joints. You getting all these edibles and shit. Talk about how successful it's been for you though. Since you started last year.
Initially, it started off pretty well. I was still figuring things out. And again, it was just local. I was giving it to my friends. I just made the Instagram. I had no followers. Nobody knew about what it was. And I knew I had something.
Yeah, bro.
It's a special product. It really is. And the first time, like I said, once I perfected it and I felt the effects, I was like, yo, I've never felt anything like this before. I've had tons of edibles. I felt high off an edible before, but I never felt like this. I felt introspective. Yeah. I felt creative. I felt inspired. Like it did something to me mentally. Like I feel like it unlocked another layer that has been dormant in my brain that I didn't have access to before. And now I do.
Real quick, my first experience with it, I had the blueberry blossom. I was in the crib by myself, and I had the illest conversation with myself. I was just talking. I just went. One thought came out, and I just couldn't stop. I'm just in the crib saying a whole bunch of shit.
What you said? Like one of them. What you think you said?
I could tell you like what I could tell you this though.
What?
Like I was like just thinking about like memories and shit.
Oh yeah.
And like I remembered a moment in my childhood.
Ooh, moments, Nas.
That was like, yo, what? Like that was super peaceful. Then I was like, yo, like, then that had me thinking about my childhood, like just how much peace I had then, and then I've lost that over like as you grow older, and that's why now I'm at the point where like I need to get back to that.
Yeah,
like no matter what the fuck else I'm doing, I want to get back to that level of mental peace where like everything else just figures itself out. I'll get to it. But that's why I'm not like I don't like Will said like he lives a pretty stress-free life because he doing what the fuck he want. He good mentally. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters for real. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas gotta be happy out here for real.
That's it.
I mean, I ain't trying to be fucking stressed. Life brings its own stress. So why not? I just control what I can control. And just be out here living. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for this shit, bro.
And to touch,
I got time to be fucking.
That's kind of how I
shit.
just feel right now. Like I feel like this funny honey is hitting me.
Yes.
And in comparison to like previous edibles, I don't feel stuck to the couch. I don't feel like I don't have like some edibles you be like, I can't control my body. I'm just a limp. I'm just ready to go to sleep, you know? But I feel like, whoa, no pain, nothing sore.
Get to that.
But still like very conscious, very I'm here, baby.
That's what you made it for?
I'm here.
You're here.
So I have a very like interesting clientele, right? I have people who just want to get stoned. I have people who are suffering from extreme pain. Like one of my boys, he's a construction worker and he had a crazy back surgery. So he's a licensed medical patient. And so am I. I actually have my medical marijuana patient card for New York City. So before it even became legal, I could legally have this stuff. So
what the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
Come on.
So, you know, New York, before New York became a recreational legal state, we had, it was legal medically.
Okay.
So if you were able to get a medical card or a recommendation from a doctor saying that you needed it for medical reasons,
bang.
you will be able to get your card.
That's a fact.
And I know some folks that I was able to get my card. So
Hey, no question. Listen, me interrupt you for a little second. I am so high. It's actually insane. Like, no, like, and I only put a little bit.
This is right though. That's why I like this.
No, but hold on though.
Did this shit before, so you got talk about the effects as it's happening.
But like,
go ahead.
To somebody that doesn't do this shit,
no, go ahead.
It's a high that makes me feel like I'm about to do some shit. Like, not no negative shit, but positive shit. Like, I feel like doing something right now.
Yeah.
I am doing something. I'm potting.
Yeah.
I'm talking about outside of that. You feel what I'm saying?
It's really invigorating.
It's giving me
energy.
for real.
Energy.
And not to interrupt you, my bad. I felt like Kanye just now.
No, that's
you was Taylor Swift.
I can tap into
Not to interrupt you, but okay, my bad.
I can tap into that. So the reason that you're feeling that is because, again, it's full activation. So because I use whole flour, you're getting full spectrum.
Or use whole flour.
Yeah, so I use flour. Like
Not
I
no
use
shake, not
no like
trimming.
little shimmy.
no trim, no shake. It's
Quality.
actual nugs of flour. Like I actually show the flour that I use before I do it.
Damn.
So you're getting the full spectrum of it. You're getting all the cannabinoids, you're getting all the terpenes, and each of those things do something different. So each strain has different properties that will increase your creativity, increase your serotonin. It's going to make you calm. It's going to make you laugh.
Serotonin. I like that.
So every strain does something different. So right now, particularly this pink run strain is it's doing everything.
Yeah.
It's doing some things. I just finished that cup, so let's see how this
Oh yeah,
goes.
Bart, how
By
you
the
feel?
Spot is over.
You feel fantastic? And how do you feel? Because you when you pour that shit in there,
I kind of went crazy.
the shit just fell up in there. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
poured and then I turned the jar accidentally and it kept pouring.
Yeah, like he did.
But I do this.
Oh,
so
you do
like
that?
I said, since I kind of have a cup or two every day,
Yeah.
and I use about the little jar. I use about half in a serving.
Yomi, I know you don't smoke,
Tolerance.
right?
I do not.
Yeah, but you would not try this because the edibles do you something.
I don't know. Y'all acting mad silly, so I might.
She's thinking about it. She's thinking about it. Beautiful. I love it. I love it.
I will say, out of everyone here, he seems like the most
On some Wiz Khalifa
calm.
shit.
Like
he's
he's
like the most
highly
coherent and
functioning, and she's like giggling, us like just mad cheesing, and you're like, you cannot stay still.
I can't stay still.
You're like,
I'm
and
jitty.
then Barry is chilling too. So
I told Bari earlier today that
Jabari is smoking.
high is my natural state at this point
Yeah.
Right.
because I've been doing this for so long that like it's just kind of who I am.
Like you stay high. You on some Wiz
That's
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Yo, and I woke up today and I was like, damn, I still kind of feel high.
Yeah.
Like I didn't smoke or nothing. And I was like, yo, I'm still like, I'm still going.
Shot, is that not how you get there?
Yeah, that's my lifestyle.
That's
Yeah.
life. But
That's
do you
my
see how
lifestyle.
like I feel I'm so at peace. And it probably has something to do with that, but it's also because like I stopped chasing things. Like I'm really trying to find my inner
Get
peace
into
and my
it.
inner happiness. And like
Yeah.
that's truthfully the most important thing for me now.
I'm about to jump on that right quick.
Oh, please.
Speaking of inner peace, inner happiness, I had a moment today. This is really calming me down because my day started out crazy.
Oh shit. Come on,
Oh
talk
my
to me.
God.
We
So
wanna
I
hear from the queen.
appreciate
I'm glad we can do this.
Come on now. You know you did well for us on TikTok. too,
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Shout it out. Shout it
let
out.
me
You did well
tell
for
you.
us on TikTok.
So, I'm on my challenge, day 9, going to the gym, right? And I'm about to get on my last machine. And this lady is across the gym, but she has her bag on this machine that I'm about to use. And she see me like going to rotating. I'm not holding up no machines at the gym with my bag.
Yeah, she was disrespectful.
She was disrespectful. So I move. It's a little recyclable bag. I move her little bag, put it down right by the machine, put my earphones in, change the weight out. I hear yelling, screaming right behind me. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I take my headphones out. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, you moved my bag, la, 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 screaming. It is 9:15 in the morning.
No.
It's 9:15 and I'm just caught off guard. And I'm like, what?
Ma'am, that is
This
a
is
bag.
happening. I'm looking around like everybody's taking out their earphones. She's yelling. I'm like, whoa, I really don't want to go back. I don't want to step out of character.
Yeah.
And you should.
I'm
about to say something.
growing.
She about to go crazy.
I'm growing. And so it took everything in me because she kept getting closer in my face.
No way.
That's a
In my
different
face
situation.
during COVID.
No
and she's
way.
sweating,
No, that's okay.
yelling at me. And I'm wondering where the Blink employees are. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
Nobody
Them
coming.
niggas don't be there. Them niggas don't be there.
So I look behind me and there's 2 Blink employees, but they're not saying anything. And so my dude comes over and he gets in the middle of it because I'm talking to her calmly. I'm not coming out of my character. I'm like, why are you yelling? You were across the gym. I just put your bag here. I was like, it's a recyclable bag. Don't put my bag on the ground. I'm like, it's a recyclable bag, miss. Like, dogging her. Like, really? Like, you about to come and just
Was it a
like,
Karen?
No.
Damn.
It wasn't a Karen.
What?
Yes.
Damn.
Older.
I was
black.
about to
She
say
was
like
at least 30
a
years
black
older
name,
than
but
me.
that would have been foul.
At least 30 years older than me. And I'm like, really? Like, I was like, why are you yelling? Like, you could finish up your last set if that's what you were going to do. You saw me on this machine.
Yeah, for sure.
And she just continued to wild out. And so my dude came over there. He snapped because I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to come out of my character. That's the old me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to grow. I just
know where
had a
you at?
birthday.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'm at the gym. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to
You trying to
mentally get myself prepared for the day.
you trying to let go stress. You ain't trying to bring stress on you type shit.
And so, you know what? I said, we walked away. We walked away from it. And the old me would not have walked away because I would have raised my voice.
You would have lapped her.
I would.
Probably.
My first instinct is to like,
Yeah, of course.
I got big hands, like long fingers.
Take
So it's
your
just
hat
like,
off,
you know, but I don't want to do that anymore. I am a changed woman. So I left and I got upstairs and I was like, ooh, like shaking, like I'm going to go back. No, I'm not going to go back down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect no one's grandmama.
Yeah.
Like,
She was an older woman.
She was
about
like
30 years old.
Yeah, about 30 years older.
Oh,
than me.
damn. Yeah,
And
so
I'm
she
like,
probably had
damn.
she probably
But
just,
she was sweaty, like she was getting it in, like in the gym.
she was going through some,
Yeah, she was going.
you know what I mean?
I don't know.
The polls.
But all day I was like, I'm trying to shake this off, shake off like the bad start to my day. This,
Is helping.
It's helping.
I am calm. It took until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock for me to calm down. But I was like, dang, like just thinking like, dang, people are really bothered that early in the morning. Like something must be going on in her
her
life
day, yeah.
For sure.
in the morning that she had to go and just like let loose on somebody. Cause I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just, and I was even in the shower thinking about it. I was like, I'm gonna pray for this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pray for this woman because I don't know, I almost stepped out of character and I did not want to do that.
Those are
And I want to go back to that gym.
not to cut your wisdom.
No, wow. Yeah, go ahead. I got my thoughts.
All right, like those are like tests though. They're tests for you, because you on this journey. You trying to grow. You trying to change.
Yeah.
You gonna get somebody's random bullshit someday.
Yeah.
It's a test. What you gonna do, Shy?
Woo!
You gonna go back to the old, or you gonna
Yeah. Am I gonna step forward
I gotta
into
dip
this?
out. Those
Yeah.
is
I'm
tests.
gonna excuse myself from the situation.
Like, am I really evolving as much as I think I am?
That's real.
Let me
This is a
see
show
it.
of
I
that.
did not think about that.
That was a real.
See?
So
I
you
didn't
good.
think about
so
that,
you
you
good
guys.
though.
Yeah. So you moved on. That was a lesson learned.
Pass that shit. Go ahead.
I was about to say,
So-
And that's what life is
you
about,
guys.
lessons.
no, I'm saying, but like Nick Cannon
Oh, Nick Cannon.
on Breakfast Club, right?
Cannon.
Yeah.
He was saying the same shit you were saying, like how people, try to knock you off your energy, try to knock you off your kilter and the shit. But
Yeah.
it's up to you how you handle that. You know what I mean? And that's like why he's talking about like I'm on a different level. Like what people saying
Don't
don't
matter.
matter.
It don't.
Like when you realize some shit, like fuck what they saying. It is what it is at
That's
this
the
at the
truth.
When
end
you
of the-
wake up, who's in your bed with you?
me.
You got to live with yourself every single day and only yourself.
Potter.
So everything that's happening outside with everybody else, it don't matter. And it could be your closest friends, it could be your family. And I'm not one to be vulgar and I don't like to talk bad about anybody, but fuck
Fuck
my
'em.
family, fuck my friends.
I say that
Fuck
shit all
all
the
that.
time.
Only because I got to be who I am every single day.
Period.
I got to wake up,
Right.
look at myself. I have to live my life. When I go to sleep, when I wake up, it's still just me.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend, I have a dog, but when she goes to work, it's just me.
Yeah.
When I leave my house, it's just me.
Yeah.
And it's gonna just be me until I die.
Yeah.
And when you die by yourself. So while you're here on this earth, you gotta really just find your happiness and your peace.
Yeah.
And you can't base that on nobody else's happiness and nobody else's peace, because what's Jabari's peace might not be my peace. And the same thing goes for you, and the same thing for you. Is you really gotta find what works for you.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning now.
I want to go back to the lessons learned, right? Because I feel like it takes a real big person to like understand there's a lesson being placed here
Right.
and still following it through all the way. So that's like a big deal, right? Because I still fail at this respectfully. Like I go through the same bullshit.
You're aware of it though.
Definitely.
It's just making that change.
1000%. It's having the discipline to make the change.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. So if I realize what I do,
You're 50% there. Think about that.
but I want to be 100 is what
and
I'm saying,
and you
right?
will be. And don't rush it.
Can't rush that, man.
That's the thing, man. We tend to rush things and we don't just experience it. And you have to experience it to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
The universe is going to keep making you go through it until you actually learn that lesson.
Yeah.
It's not always gonna feel good either.
No.
Most of the time it don't.
No.
Most of the time it
Nobody
hurts.
likes tests.
Nope.
I never liked the
That
tests
shit
growing up in
pissed
school.
me
Who wanna
off,
take a fucking
You did
test?
it? You like the pop quiz?
Pop quiz.
Or
those
like the
the
pop
worst.
quiz?
Those the worst.
The worst.
When just some
And it's
random
a
shit comes at you.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I used to love it.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Today was a pop quiz.
On my
for
nerves
real.
shit.
Why is this old black woman yelling at me for no reason
Right. And
on
the
a
crazy
Tuesday
thing
morning?
is-
Respect the
That's
queen.
a pop
Respect the queen.
quiz.
The crazy
That's a
thing-
life pop quiz.
Respect the queen.
It is because
She might be going through
my dude was wearing a support black women shirt, and on the back of his shirt it said "Black women deserve better." And I'm just like thinking to myself, the irony. Like, you see me happy in the gym, you see me running, like you see me
Trying to better yourself.
trying to better myself,
And she wanna be
and she's
angry.
out there just mad face.
But you always
You
got
know?
to, one thing you got to remember about that is that got nothing to do with you.
It does.
Yeah.
When you go home and
It doesn't.
once you leave that gym, you got to be able to let that go because it's going to dwell in your brain and it's going to take up space and you're going to think about it
Right.
all day. And
Yeah.
instead
gonna
of-
consume.
She was reflecting.
thought.
She had a problem with herself. You know what I mean? She had a
Right.
problem with herself.
Right,
For
right.
sure.
And
that's
projecting.
And that's usually what
I
it
said.
is.
projecting.
Tell me what I said.
Yeah.
I ain't know what I said.
The projection part, but it's good that I didn't project my shit
Playing me.
because
100%.
I could have projected all my shit.
But because you're
in the
you're
gym,
growing,
but I
as
did
you
not.
said,
Definitely.
you're in
Yeah.
that
It was a
evolution
pop
stage,
quiz.
Right.
and you
For real.
passed
Life pop quiz.
100%.
A plus, bitch.
There you go.
Wow.
Yes.
Pokemon.
Okay, bro.
All right, so I want to go back to like just the growth of Funny Honey though in like the last couple of years though because
Okay.
you've been able to like really make some life changes because of this.
I have. So, while creating Funny Honey, I was working a job. I was an ambassador at a hotel where I was a bartender at one of the busiest rooftop bars in New York City. I was
Gorgeous rooftop bar too.
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
We actually had drinks. That's where we met up.
Oh, okay, okay.
My old
Nice.
job. We
They
had
bless you.
drinks
They
there.
bless you.
Bye.
Sometimes.
Good.
It depends who's there. I still got family there,
Okay,
but then
cool,
there's
cool.
still people who had a little grudge.
They be on
against
that
your boy
bullshit.
That bullshit.
because I was a star and they didn't want to see me shine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So anyway, that's besides the point. But I was working a full-time job where some days I'm working 7 to 3, 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Some days I'm working 4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm 5 to 1 because I'm the head bartender at the bar. So I'm serving drinks till 12 o'clock at night. And it was hard for me to balance both. So I did this for almost a full year where I'm doing my Funny Honey business and I'm working. So I literally had no time for myself. Quarantine hit. COVID hit, sorry. And then we went into quarantine. And my job, being that it was a hotel, they started to cut shifts, but people were still getting paid. But they still had me on as full time. And everybody else was getting these lesser shifts. And I'm like, y'all got me here every day. Everybody's getting paid the same amount, yet y'all are killing me.
Yeah.
So summertime came, something was happening with my dog. He was having like these weird like seizures. And I was nervous to leave him home alone. And now at this point of quarantine, the hotel was now running with 1 or 2 people only all day type. So
Wow.
everybody was home, but getting paid.
Yeah.
So they were letting people go on like a leave sort of where you could collect unemployment, but still come back if the business picked up. With what was going on with my dog at the time and me working on Funny Honey, I was like, I'm going to request this time. And they approved it for a month. So I was like, cool, I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to be home with my dog. And things were working out. I found out what was going on with my dog. He was okay. The month passed. They said I was supposed to get back in contact with them to let them know what was going on. But from our conversation, they were supposed to call me. Regardless of the fact, they called me back to let me know that I no longer worked for that company. So, and they were like, but in the event that it picks up, we'll definitely rehire you. And I'm like,
Fuck out of here.
yeah, I'm like, yo, y'all just like in the middle of quarantine, you know, this was, you know, I was able to pay my bills and stuff, and it put me in a rough spot. But I've been relying on myself a lot, and I knew that I was going to be all right. So I took it on the chin and went full throttle with Funny Honey. And by me putting all my effort into it and like really promoting it, I was able to grow my brand and my business. And it's pretty much like a full functioning business at this point, where I'm able to maintain my lifestyle, pay my bills, and work on my own time. And with that, I've been able to do my self-work, which was lacking because I've been in the rat race for the last 13 years.
Yes.
Right.
You've been chasing.
Yeah.
The entire time I've been living in New York City as an adult, I've been working.
You've been working. That's it.
And I've never had a break for myself. 13 years of straight 8-9 hours a day, 2 days off, 2 weeks vacation a year, but never time for me to sit down and be like, all right, I got to figure out what's going on with me. I got to figure out what's going on with my mental. Like,
Check in.
I was sad.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I was extremely sad. I was depressed. I had crazy anxiety, and it was all coming from the outside world.
Did it affect your relationship with your?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it was detrimental in the beginning because I didn't know how to talk about things, because I'm the type of person where I kept everything to myself. So I'm dealing with the stresses from work. I'm dealing with stresses from life, and I'm coming home and I'm not talking. So it's like
Wow.
that put a strain on our
Bills
relationship.
on
Yeah.
your shoulders.
But with quarantine and with me being home and me having the time to work on myself, my communication has improved. My spirits are always up. I really I'm not depressed anymore. Like, of course I go through sadness here and there like everybody else, but
For sure.
it's not an everyday thing. I would have anxiety attacks sometimes on the way to work when I used to work at Adidas with Bari, because there was a point where they hired new management and they were literally looking to just fire everybody. So they were finding reasons to fire people. And Jabari will tell you, like, and I don't like to toot my own horn, but I was one of the best people managers that they had in that building, because I never cared about the corporation. Their companies are going to make their money no matter what. If the people that are working for those companies are not happy, they're not going to produce.
Period.
And in that building, everyone was unhappy, and it was apparent. So my job as a manager was to make sure that my team was in good spirits so that they could produce. But for them, it was, no, you need to make sure your team is selling these shoes regardless of how they feel.
Yeah.
So they were literally
pressure.
trying to find ways to let me go. And I'm having anxiety attacks before work, panicking, getting ready to get on the train, not being able to breathe, my chest being real tight. And it's because, like, I was always worried about, if I'm not here at this job, how am I going to pay my bills? Not realizing that I'm a talented motherfucker. I have, my potential is crazy.
Right.
I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I can get myself through it no matter what.
Right.
And every time I'm in a situation where I got to get shit done, I get it done and I figure it out. And this has put me in a position where I've paid off $30,000 in debt.
Come on now, talk about it.
I've been able to invest, so now I have a nice investment portfolio.
Ooh.
I'm a wild sneaker collector, so my
See your sneaker game right here.
my sneaker game is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's also an investment, because
Yeah.
if you look at it now, sneakers are like stock.
Yeah,
If
right here.
if
StockX.
you get the right shoes,
That's the truth.
they're gonna go up even if you wear them.
Yeah, for sure.
And 60% of my sneakers are unworn, so if I needed to,
Dang.
I can always sell those
Sell some
off
shits.
and make.
That's
some-
what I'm looking at
some money
too.
if have
I
to.
got some Yeezy breads I need to sell. You know what I mean?
And you can, because it's an investment. You bought them for whatever you bought them for, and now they up.
Yeah. I only
that's-
wore them twice, but I don't even know how to like that process works. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta talk about that.
So
Gotta get into
not
that.
only do I do this, I resell sneakers. Sometimes I resell clothes. I do everything.
Several incomes, if you will.
You have to.
Yeah, to
Especially
build
living
some
in New York-
wealth.
Dreams, yeah.
Living in New York City, you kind of have to, because like
Oh God.
everything is super
Come on now.
expensive.
I was just having that conversation today, you know what I mean, with someone, that's not in the United States of America. You right?
Okay.
So like I was telling them that New York is egregiously expensive, especially now since the pandemic happened. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane to live here, and that's coming from New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Because we've been here for mad long.
That's a
It's
fact.
always been something expensive.
But now
it's
like-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
$20 for a drink and shit is ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying?
So living in New York, you gotta find different ways to make money. There's always a side hustle everywhere you go. And I feel like every job that I've worked at, I've been able to find that side income while working. And that's just been kind of, that pillow's fire.
No,
That's just been a part of my culture and my growing up. My whole life was I've always worked. Like I've worked since I was 8 years old. I used to sweep the bodega downstairs from my grandma's crib. At 12, I was a paper boy. At 16, I was working overnights at Burger King while in high school. 17, I worked at Sam's Club while in high school. I graduated high school. I went straight to work. I was in college and working at the same time. And like I said before, I never had a chance to invest in myself. It was always find a job, make money, pay your bills, and be an adult. And that was from the moment that I graduated high school. So now having that time to really sit down and get to know myself, I'm able to now figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life that like I'm actually proud of, and that's something that I really want to do. And I don't know if this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, but I know it's allowing me the opportunity. It's affording me the opportunity to figure it out.
Right.
I do know that I want to be somehow involved in cannabis going forward. I just don't know into what aspect.
I love this.
And being that New York just legalized, we're gonna have crazy opportunities.
Yo, definitely.
Yeah. And I kind of want to grow. I want to have like my own little farm and just, you know what I'm saying, grow some fire, man.
I was so hyped for you to come up here. Let me tell you why exactly, right? It's important that we get into the spaces that people like that look like us get locked up for. You know what I mean? Now that it's legal, we get into these spaces and then we're going to make some bank off of this. I mean, you know they're going to make it as difficult as possible to get that license, especially in the state of New York.
New York City is allowing 50% of those licenses to go to minorities and
oh, wow.
Yeah, and like people, I guess criminals or people who were prosecuted for.
Oh, wow.
marijuana
That's
crimes.
amazing.
Nice.
Did not know that.
New York is the only state to do that.
Oh, see, now that's a problem.
The reason that
Come on, Cali. Come on, Cali.
California does not do that.
The reason
There's
that
a lot of,
Oh, it's legal though already. I'm tweaking.
it's been legal, but it's like not a lot of
Yeah.
minority.
Minority
owned.
They're not
owned.
giving
Not
back.
that. It
That's
is
the
not
thing.
that. They're just capitalizing on all of it.
So New York saw that there was a lot of issues with current recreational laws, and they were like, we're going to try to get it as right as we can. So one of the laws that I'm excited for, since I'm a medical patient, I can technically start growing now, but regular recreational patients can grow up to 6 plants in their home. And I believe that's going to come into effect once dispensaries are up and running in New York City.
Wow.
So once that happens, you guys can just grow your own stuff at home.
That's
Which
actually
is
fantastic.
fire.
That's actually fantastic.
And a lot of other states don't allow that. Some states like New Jersey, they just introduced home grow for patients. California, I believe, has home grow, but like some other states don't allow that. And that's crazy because the dispensaries are too expensive. And not for nothing, New York dispensaries right now are garbage because they only had the medical dispensaries and they're not up to par. Like the only people that are going to those dispensaries are like old people who don't have any connects.
Yeah.
And they're spending $95 on garbage.
$95.
And it's like,
So expensive, and the taxes on that.
and the taxes are insane as
Ridiculous.
well.
Ridiculous.
I was going to ask you a question right here. What's this top shelf AAA mean?
Oh, that's probably it's like the highest quality. There's another level after AAA. I think it's maybe S or something, but that I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that. But AAA, I do know that just means really high quality.
Got you. Just wanted to know that. Go ahead, boy. Got any more questions?
Oh, no,
Oh, you about to say something?
No, I was
My
gonna
bad.
talk about the pre rolls. So the pre rolls, they're smart rolls. I don't know if you guys ever heard of like the Smart Company for cannabis, but they do like canned marijuana. They do smart rolls. They do oils, vape carts, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But they run in limited quantities. So like of these rolls, there was only 20,000 produced total. So they're extremely limited. They only come around once every like 6 months. And I was able to, just through this honey business, able to meet people where I have like connects in Cali, I have connects in Vermont, Massachusetts,
Colorado,
all these legal states where they have the recreational aspect already there. So they have all these cool products that we don't have access to. Yeah. But now we have access to them because, there's folks that are bringing it from California and, giving it to us to do what we got to do with it.
I think that might be like the most amazing part to me of your story. Like the fact that like you really been able to just make all these connections just because like you wanted to do the honey and now like you got a whole line of products.
And it happened all through Instagram.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I started posting a lot. I believed in my product. Crazy. I posted every day. I posted how I was using it. My friends started posting it, and it was through referral at first because, like I said, I gift cannabis. I don't sell it. I do sell stickers though. So if anybody's interested in buying some stickers, you can follow my Instagram page. We'll talk about that later. But through what the hell was I talking about? Kind of. I got flustered.
All these connections.
The network.
Because I was posting as much as I was posting, people were like, yo, if you need a flower source, you could hit me up. And that's a little strange. Right. I'm not just going to hit up a random dude that hit me on IG. Yeah. Right. I did my research. I looked into some of these people. A lot of them were actually growers already in legal states. And because I'm a medical patient, I'm allowed to have cannabis. Yeah. So, I went to go see some of these people. It wasn't like we're doing business over the phone and, I'm going to send you this money and you're going to send me this stuff because that's sketchy as hell. Right. So I went to meet some of these folks. I've seen some of the grows. Like one of my guys in Vermont, this guy, he grows living soil organic. So he doesn't use like any kind of nutrients. It's all just all natural stuff. And his farm is incredible. And now I have access to that. And, this is living soil, organic, Vermont-grown cannabis that's now in New York City. And before me, he didn't have anybody in New York City that had his product. So I have access to stuff that other people don't. Yeah. And it's like, it's really high-quality stuff. And like I was saying before, earlier on, it's medication for some people. Yeah. Like some people suffer from insomnia. They can't sleep. So they hit me up, yo, I need an indica honey. What do you have on deck? And they'll have a cup of tea before bed, sleep throughout the entire night. Yeah. One of my boys, he's like, yo, I'm up till 2:00 in the morning every single night. I can't sleep. I got to get up at 6:00 in the morning for work. Like, and I don't really use cannabis like that, but somebody told me that this put them on their ass. So I was like, take a little bit, try it out. And he hit me the next day. He was like, yo, I slept for 14 hours. Wow. And he's like, and I haven't done that in years. Like I'm up and I feel exhausted every day. He said, but I feel finally rested. Yeah. So like, it's not just a product for people to just get high. I mean, it is if you want it for that, but there's also medicinal benefits to it as well for people who are suffering from insomnia, people who suffer from anxiety, people who suffer from pain. If you're depressed, I'm not saying that you necessarily need cannabis for that, but
it helps.
People take like Zoloft and pills, and they're so quick to pop a prescription, but like something as natural as cannabis that grows from the earth, we have an endocannabinoid system made to process cannabis. So like it's, even if you're not smoking it, we're supposed to be ingesting it somehow because it is beneficial in ways. That's why they have CBD. Because, for the people that don't want the psychoactive effect, they'll get all the other benefits. They'll get the relaxation. They'll get the chillness. They'll get the sleepiness if that's what they're looking for. And there's so many different aspects to cannabis. And I'm glad that we're finally getting to a point where it's not so negatively looked at.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that just wrapped it up. I think he just bodied that.
I think that was a great way to end.
He just bodied the end for sure. Right. I wish we had more time here.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the other shit.
What other shit?
I know you want to talk about expectation versus reality, but like,
damn, we didn't get to that.
Man.
To be honest, I didn't think we would. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, well, yeah.
I knew this would like go on.
There could always be a part two.
It deserved this time. Because,
yeah, definitely.
What you have obviously is a great product.
It's a lot. It's a great product.
Feels great.
Beautifully packaged.
Thank you.
And I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
We're going to get out of here.
Okay.
Where can they find your Instagram?
Oh, fact.
So my Funny Honey Instagram is NYC Funny Honey.
Okay.
No underscores, just NYC Funny Honey.
Love it.
HUNNY.
It's a private page. So if you guys are gonna send a request, make sure you get a referral from one of my guys here.
Yeah.
Gang.
They can send you DMs through, I think.
You can. It'll show up as a request.
All right, cool. Say
And
that.
As long as it's a referral from one of you guys, we're good to go.
ILB, you already know the vibes. Sha,
Love this.
appreciate you for coming again
Me.
because
Again.
you soon,
Thank you, Sha. Oh no.
She gone.
but she'll be here next week.
Yep.
And Living Black. Thank you, Will, for joining us again.
Appreciate you.
And I'm Smack. We out. Peace. Yo, man, great pod.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was
I feel great. I feel so good.
fantastic, bro.